it's Geordie from Geordie Colours, and I am back with our 50th and final page of our 4-book colour along in RJ Hampson's cute little book Awake. This one is called Alien Abduction, and it's a really good one to finish on. I really like this one. So I feel like I've been using this colour a lot, but I'm going to do the background in this PB11 colour. I think it's just perfect for a kind of darkish night sky, and yeah, you could do a gradient if you wanted, but in the theme of this book, which is keeping it simple and quick and easy, or at least for this colour along, keeping it quick and simple and easy, I'm just going to use this colour and not spend too much time worrying about blending things out and, you know, creating gradients or anything like that. Keeping it nice and quick and simple and easy. And I'm back to regular copy paper for this page. I only had that last page printed out, ready to go on my Transitite Perfect colouring paper, and oh my goodness, it was so nice to use that paper. I keep going on and on about paper every episode I do, I think. But yeah, it does make a huge difference. But this is fine as well, it works. It takes a little bit more effort to blend and keep things looking smooth, but you know, that's okay. It's okay. So I can't believe it's the last page. I started this way back in August of 2024. Feels like it was a long time ago in some ways, and in other ways it kind of feels like it wasn't that long ago at all. So it kind of, oh, I've gone outside the line there. It kind of has gone quite quickly. But yeah, I'm so happy that I've managed to keep it up and do a page every week as I intended, as I planned at the start. There's been no weeks that I've missed. I have done every single week without fail. So I feel quite proud of that. I know they're only quick and simple pages, but still, yeah, it's quite an achievement, I think. So feeling quite accomplished. And it's my very first completed colouring book. So yeah, I hope I can get a few more done in the coming years, but they do take a while. I mean, they are a big commitment, just doing a whole colouring book. I do take my hat off to people who've done entire books of like Hannah Carlzon or Kirby Rosanne's or Maria Trolle or any of those kind of more complicated books. It's a huge time investment actually, as I've kind of discovered with this page. But yeah, it's so nice to flick through and have a look at what I've achieved, and it's been a lot of fun, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. Okay, so there's my background all done. Let's move on to my little aliens here. I'm going to do them purple. So I've got V270, V250 and V230. Let's start with this little guy up in his spaceship here. And I'm kind of just going to do a darker shade around the outside and then blend lighter in the middle. I'm not kind of worrying too much about shadows. Just going to keep this page nice and fun. Simple, quick and easy, a good one to finish on. I don't know what it is about octopi / aliens. They've either got to be green or purple. It's kind of like, and I actually considered doing them different colours, but then I thought, no, they need to be the same. So, yeah, they are the same, but I did consider doing them in different colours. But yeah, I decided the purple won out. I was going to do one green and one purple, and I was like, no, they need to be the same, so I'll do them purple. I just thought purple was fun. And I like this purple combination. I think it's really pretty. I think this might be some sort of controller in the middle there. Maybe that's how he steers the spaceship. He's got plenty of arms to steer it with, isn't he? They look kind of fun. Okay, let's move on to this guy, and I'm going to kind of put the shadow around the left side of him, leave it a little bit lighter on the other side. They've got such fun expressions. I just think they look really cool. Kind of remind me of what's that? The ones in, I can't think of what the name of the film was now. The one with Will Smith. Were they like kind of octopus looking aliens? I can't remember. I feel like there was one film where they were kind of like lots of arms and legs. I don't know, it might be making that up, but it kind of rings a bell for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna come around here, try and finish off this little tentacle as well. And then I'll come in with my lightest marker. Try and blend that out a bit. They've definitely got big heads, so maybe they've got a lot of brains in there. Independence Day, that was the name of that film, Independence Day. I'm trying to think, was it that one where they had lots of arms and legs? They look a little bit friendlier than the ones in Alien or Sigourney Weaver. I don't know if anyone's watched that film. Those are scary aliens, definitely. These ones look a lot friendlier. A little less spooky. Okay, let's do this guy here. And blend that out. I'm not a huge kind of sci-fi fan, but my husband is, so I do end up getting kind of dragged to watch. I say dragged, I don't really mind, as long as they're not too scary. I'm not good with really scary stuff, but I end up kind of getting dragged in to watch the kind of sci-fi alien films. We watched what's the newest, is it Alien? I can't remember, there's been so many aliens now, isn't there? Alien Prometheus or something, the newest one. It was out a few months, I think it was a few months ago, I don't know, time goes so quickly, doesn't it? We went to watch that one. I didn't think it was as good as the original with Sigourney Weaver. She was like the queen of the aliens, wasn't she? She had that roll down pat. I'm just going to add another layer of this just because I feel like it's not looking quite as nicely blended as I would like. I'm going to just go all the way over down this bit with this mid-tone. Maybe up around his eyes a little bit. And then come in with the lightest. Okay, I think that's not too bad. Okay, so for their little kind of suckers, I did decide to go with green because, like I said, aliens have to be green or I've got the wrong end, green or purple in my book, so I've gone with these kind of green colours. There's not much room to do much shading on these, so I might end up just using the one colour. It's got that darker colour there. These ones I might be able to get 2 colours on. I like the purple and the kind of tealy green combination. They look really nice together. Okay, just add a touch of the lighter one to a few of these. There we go. Okay, while I've got that green combination out, I'm going to do this planet in this green colour. That's a little planet there. Oh, you can see how juicy that marker is. It's just bled straight across. And do I want to do... Yeah, why not? I'll do these little kind of antenna things on the spaceship in this colour combination too. Just to kind of keep everything looking the same. And maybe the little button as well. I don't know what that button does, but maybe it kind of blasts the space rocket off. Okay. Let's move on to some yellows. So I'll figure out what I've got a bunch of yellows here and I can't remember which ones I was using for which. So let me just double check my colour chart to make sure I get them right. So I've got Y050 somewhere, hopefully. Have I? No, I haven't. Y030, GY6. That's my green. I thought I had Y. I do. It was hiding. I've got Y050. Okay, sorry, I got interrupted there. Right, so I have GY. Sorry, not GY. I've got Y050, GY6, and Y030. So I'm going to kind of do a bit of a yellow kind of blasty ray thing here coming out of the spaceship. So I started with that darker one. Blend that out a little bit. Oh, I've missed a little tentacle down there. Put some of that down there. And then, is that? Yeah, and then I've got the lightest colour just in the centre. Like so. Okay, I'm going to do my stars in this colour as well. So I'll just give them a little bit of a darker edge around a few sides of them. And I'll just do a few at a time. And fill them out. Do the same for all of these. And finish off with the lightest colour. Okay, let me go back in with my G340 and just do these little, miss these little tentacles under here, so I'll do those. Then I've got Y1 and Y3, and I'm going to do the next kind of little ray with these colours. Just making it slightly darker as I move out. Fill that in. And then I've got YR170 and YR33 for my final kind of little ray here. So just making it get darker orange and yellow as I go out. finish that off. Quite different shades, these two, but hopefully they'll dry down okay. Okay, let's move on to our spaceship here. So I think I was kind of debating what to do with the center, because I presume it's like glass, but I didn't want to kind of have the dark blue going through the background. So I think I'm just going to do it in yellows to make it look like it's lit up inside. Hopefully that makes sense. So I've got the same yellows that I used for the center there, Y050, GY6 and Y030. And what am I starting with? Yeah, I've got the right one. I'll start with the darkest one, kind of around the outside. I mean, you know, it's an alien page. You could go crazy. Do whatever you want with colours. There's no right or wrong for this one for sure. It's just about having fun. And I'm not very good at colouring glass, so I just thought I'd make life easier for myself and just kind of make it look like it's kind of lit up inside. Okay, then I'm going to use some kind of grey markers for my spaceship. So I've got CG204, CG2 and CG200, and I kind of want this to look like metal, if I can get it to look that way. We'll see. I don't know if we've got like an ET situation going on here where the little guy's been left behind and his friends blasted off without him. I love that film, E.T. It's just a brilliant film. I think it was the first ever movie I went to see, and I remember it really vividly because I went to see it with my dad, and I think I was the same age as Drew Barrymore. So there you go, it tells you how old I am. So I was, I think, 4 when I went to see it. And it was so emotional. I was terrified. I was at the start where the ball scene where he throws the ball out, that scared the life out of me. And then obviously when he dies, I was in floods of tears. It was so emotional. I hope I'm not I should have said spoiler alert there, shouldn't I, in case you've never watched E.T. If you've never watched it, goodness me, where have you been? You need to go and watch it straight away. It's like cinematic masterpiece, really, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it has a lot of really special memories for me because I do remember very vividly going to watch it with my dad. And yeah, it was just all the emotions. And I think obviously the special effects have not aged very well because the special effects that they can produce today are kind of on another level, but for the time the special effects were pretty amazing. Yeah, it was really such a good film. Okay. Debating what to do on the inside here. What am I going to do? I pulled out this kind of bright greeny colour. I'm just not sure if I'm going to want that in there or whether I want to go with, maybe I go with, let's do it. So I've got GY1 and GY7. Let's just go for it. So I'm going to do the kind of inside lights with this kind of greeny colour. You could do them all different colours. You can have red and green and blue and whatever you want. I'm also going to do the ring around my planet in this colour. It's just slightly different from the kind of more bluey green I've used. Okay, and then what am I going to do for the outside of those? Do I want to go? I might go with the kind of this kind of mid yellow that I've used. So Y1 and Y3. Just add some of that in there. I think that looks okay. And the big question is what I do with the smoke. Because I was thinking about doing it kind of colourful. But I might just do it. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Let's just do it with some greys just to keep things simple. So I'm going to use that CG2 and the CG200 and just very kind of sparingly around the outside. I'm kind of going to emphasize those little lines. I want it to look white, I think. I don't want it to be, I mean, you could, you know, do it all sorts of colours. I was thinking like a pinky colour, but I feel like it would just kind of detract from the rest of the page. So we'll leave it white and just give it a bit of a shadow around the outside. Just with my two lightest grey markers. I use these two markers a lot. They're used for like metal and for adding shadow to white things. So yeah, these two markers get used a lot. Right, time for some white gel pen, I think. So I've got my Signo Uniball in the broad size. And first thing I'm going to do is go over this bit where I went outside the line. So that's not quite so obvious. Then we're going to add some stars to the sky, because why not? So I'm going to scatter lots of stars around, make some big, some small little dots. I always try and do them randomly, but I always feel like they kind of end up in more of a pattern, which is definitely unintentional, but just, yeah. Just the way it goes, I don't know. Make some of them a bit bigger. And we'll do some on this side as well. And the great thing about doing this to a background is it kind of hides all manner of sins. So if you've got a bit of a streaky background, it will help kind of disguise that, I think. Okay. Then we'll add some kind of shine marks to our glass domey thing here. Add a little bit like that. Never know if I'm doing that right. I don't know. I've never really done much in the way of glass, so I'm always a bit nervous about how it's going to look. I think that's okay. We'll add some, sorry, I'm going to turn this slightly. I know that's a bit annoying, but I just don't want to smudge what I've done. So I'm just going to turn that slightly and add a little kind of bit of shine around the top there. And the same here. Don't think you're going to notice it too much against the light grey, but we'll know it's there. So a nice shiny spaceship. Let's do a little bit on these things so I can cover up where that blue has bled through. Where can I put my hand without getting it a bit messy? Okay. Now, let's put some on this guy. I'll put a little bit on him as well. Clean up his eyes a little bit. And we'll put some all the way down his head there. Around his tentacles. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Add some to my planet. Don't know if it needs it, but I'll add a bit there. Okay, and I think, yeah, let's put some on the kind of light things, whatever they are. I think this one might be one of my favorite pages. Oh, let's tidy up his eye as well. And then I'm thinking it's our final page, so we should give it a little bit of sparkle, shouldn't we? So I've got my diamond stickles here. This one has a little bit of a yellowish sheen to it, so I'm going to add that to my stars here. If I can get it out, there we go. Just add a touch of that for a little bit of glitz. Why not? It's the last page in the book, we might as well have a little bit of fun with it. I'm just going to add that to all of my stars. A little bit of glitz and shine. I really think this one might be one of my favourites from the book. I've really enjoyed colouring this one. It's such a cute one. Okay, so a little bit of glitz and shine there, and then because I'm feeling brave and maybe a little bit nostalgic for our last thing, let's go with some glossy accents. Now, guaranteed I will have trouble getting it out, and I will, need my pen. Wouldn't be an episode of this without glossy accent issues, would it? Let's see if that's cleared up. I'm going to put it all over this kind of glass bubble thing, and it's still not cleared up. Oh my goodness. Why is it so tricky? Let's see, is it going to work? Come on. I'm scared one day I'm going to squeeze so hard that the whole top is going to come off, and then I'll be in real trouble. Right, still not cleared. Oh, goodness me. What is going wrong with it? There we go. Got a big splodge out. So let's try and spread this around without getting too many air bubbles in. It's quite a big area to cover with the glossy accents. So I just thought, why not? For the last one, we'll add a ton. It's going to take forever to dry probably, but it'll look good when it's finished. I think I'm going to have to invest in another bottle of glossy accents soon, because this one is, well, actually it's lasted a long time. I've had this one for years, so yeah, I can't complain. It has lasted a long, long time. Trying to keep it smooth out. It's quite a lot. I've never done an area this big of glossy accents before, I don't think. I'm hoping it will smooth out nicely. It's warping the paper a little bit, but there is quite a lot on there, so there we go. That's not too bad. And then for good measure, we'll put some on his eyes as well, because why not? And I do realise I've forgotten to do his little mouth here, so that will be my very last thing. And this entire colour along, I'm actually going to use the little turquoisey green colour that we had there, and I'm just going to plop that in his mouth as well. So that's the G340, and there we have it. I don't want to lift this up too much because that glossy accent is going to be wet for a while, but it's going to give a lovely shine to the top of my spacecraft here, and some nice glittery shine to my stars. I really love this page. I'm really happy with it. So much fun, and what a great way to finish our book. Just have really loved this. I will do a video with a flip through very soon, so keep an eye out for that one, or the completed pages, all 50 of them. Thank you all so much for joining me for this very last episode of our full book colour along. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.